All right. Thank you. Hi, guys. Megan Marsh here from CoLab, and I wanted to go live because we have some webinars coming up on Thursday that I wanted to make sure that I told everyone about. And I've been meaning to do this after talking to a lot of industry, mortgage industry, real estate industry professionals, and hearing some of the things that they're saying, and having been on both the retail side, the broker side, being a business owner, owning other businesses in the real estate and mortgage space, I wanted to help offer, information, advice to any of you out there who are feeling just exhausted pretty much this year, I think is the sentiment that I'm hearing. And if you're catching this afterwards or later on, or you're just catching this, I'm Megan Marsh with CoLab. And I've been in the mortgage industry for about 20 years. And for most of that time, I've been a broker, a loan officer in a brokerage, or owning a brokerage, being a loan officer. And so for any of you that are kind of at that point where you're not really sure what you should do, but where you are isn't where you want to be long term, absolutely you need to check out one of the two webinars that we are doing on Thursday. And we're going to put those links in the comments below so that you can go and sign up for them. The two webinars we're doing, one is navigating your future in the mortgage world. So that could be for some of you who, work at a bank or in retail and you want to stay there, right? But you need a different path from where you are now. Maybe your income's lower because of the current market. And it's one of the things that I've always been really good at is mapping out and getting from A to B or to C to D. But you've got to have a systematic way that you go at things. And so in our webinar for navigating your future, really like your career path, because a lot of us don't think about the future. I feel like we jump into the mortgage industry and we, it's a lot of information. It's exciting. It's fun. It's scary for a lot of us. We don't think about like, where do we want to go and where do we want to be? And when will we stop being in this mortgage world? And so, like I said, I've been speaking to a lot of loan officers out there who are wondering what they should do next. So if that sounds like you, I think that this will offer you a lot of help. I'm going to use the roadmap that I've used in my career to, in my case, it's been opening different businesses, but it doesn't have to be for that. This roadmap really can help you if it's, I want to become a sales manager, I want to help and mentor other people, but I still want to make good income. I want to leave the type of, place that I'm at right now as a loan officer and work somewhere else. I get a lot of calls from people who want to get into the broker side, which is our other webinar we're putting on Thursday. It's Mortgage Broker Mastery. I'm super excited to see that the number of people jumping into becoming a mortgage broker is increasing every year. When I first got into the industry, this was before 2008. I think brokers were nearly 50% of the market. And then after 2008, it fell as low as 8 or 9%. And then it started creeping back up. I think we got to be around 15, 16% of the market in 2018. And now we're starting to near 25% of the market again. So I know that there's a lot of people in the mortgage industry that have considered becoming a broker, but you're not really sure where you should jump into the broker channel. Like, should you go work for someone? And if you work for someone, should you be a loan officer at a mortgage brokerage? Should you do more of a net branch model? Should you just jump and open your own brokerage right now? Do you close enough loans to do that? Like with the current market, is that something that's even safe to do? And so that's what the second webinar is going to be about. And it's really going to be a informational webinar, this one. We put together a lineup of answering questions like, what are the licensing requirements? What kind of support and resources are out there in the market today? What kind of products will you have as a mortgage broker that maybe you don't have right now? tech and software. What do you sign up for so that you have a smooth process and you can control your loan process? How do you sign up with lenders? Which ones do you sign up with? How do you even know? What's your income potential? Like, I talked to an amazing loan officer, leader, manager in the mortgage industry just 2 weeks ago. And I think that's what really struck home to me for any of you out there, and why we're putting these webinars on is that, things have changed so much in the last year. Companies have had to change things that maybe you were told before. It's not the same anymore. And so that's why you're looking, and you don't want to make the wrong move, because we all know that changing and moving your pipeline and your business is not fun. And so being able to have more information, to have information that is honest, because I think a lot of people feel like they're not being told all, like people are just trying to recruit you, but they're not really telling you the truth. They're telling you what you want to hear until they get you on board. And so, I feel like understanding this stuff hopefully will help some of you, especially those of you that are veterans. I feel bad for any of you that are burnt out. You don't know where to go. But then the words that the guy that I talked to, he said, I talked to like 20 different people, and I thought about opening a brokerage, and this person could do it. And he said, but I don't know the business side well enough, right? Which is a valid point. We know how to do loans. We know how to originate, to sell. And he's like, I wasn't even really sure if, would I really make as much money after paying all those expenses? And so this doesn't even address if you did know and could realize I could make just as much, if not more money, and you could have the resources to manage the business side well enough. Where do you even start? And where do you go to find out the technology, the banks you sign up with, what your income potential is, what are some of the pitfalls, like all that stuff. So we're going to be covering that in the Mortgage Broker Mastery webinar. So I wanted to make sure I invited any of you who have had any of these thoughts, conversations, and you're just really not sure what to do, and you don't want to do this again. You don't want to switch. I know I have switched. I have changed. Gosh, I should count maybe 4 times. And I've even switched from when I was a broker at one point. Before, there was a lot of the support resources and products that are out there now. Before we had that, I switched over to the retail side and switched back. So I did it 12 months apart, opened a brokerage. I've opened a brokerage 3 or 4 different times. So we've mastered that. So giving you that information is something that, I've realized that's part of my career now, is helping give people the right information. And we're not always the right fit for everyone. We're not the right fit for some people, but we are the right fit for others. I just want to make sure that all of you have all the facts, because I always say to people, there is no best mortgage company. There is no best mortgage brokerage. It's what's best for you based on what you want in your career and in your future. And if you haven't ever thought about that, that's why the other webinar is the navigating your future and navigating your career in our industry, because it's a very unique industry. You've got, one side doesn't really understand the other side. Then there's all these false narratives about things that really aren't true. So it's like, how do you know who to believe, what's going to happen, what's going to be too much for you in your life right now, what's going to help your business? So that's why we're doing these webinars. I think for once, it's really important for all of us to start just getting some like hard truth and some facts, and to have other people on here be able to ask somebody questions who has no skin in the game, who can tell you about the questions that you have. And so, I would love to have any of you join us. I said it before, I'm going to say it again, that in the comments, I am going to put a link to these 2 webinars that I'm doing on Thursday. I'm going to be doing these webinars just once a month to help answer questions, because there's been so much movement in the industry. There's been so many people switching and changing and really trying to find something that is going to fit for them in this new market that's challenging, where we're burnt out. We want to be passionate again about, what we're doing as professionals. We want to make money, good money. We want to, continue to have the impact that we've always had in the industry. And so figuring out your career and understanding, if any of you are considering the broker side, what the options are, which one might be the best fit for you, and where you can find the best help and resources. That's a huge thing that there's not enough of, is what we're going to be talking about. So if you catch this and you have any questions, feel free to direct message me if you have a question about attending. I'm sure we'll be recording these as well and posting them somewhere. I'll have to ask my marketing director where we're posting them. I have a wonderful team that helps me be able to jump on and do this for an hour, 2 hours each month. So otherwise, I hope to see you there. And also, if you are in the real estate space, you could also listen to this. I know there's a lot of real estate brokers, real estate agents that have been getting involved in the mortgage side. So you are welcome too. You don't have to be a loan officer. This is just a place where you're going to be able to get some information that you probably haven't been told or seen or heard before. So come and ask your questions. And hopefully I'll see you there on Thursday. Links in the descriptions below. And I'll be going live again tomorrow, just talking a little bit more, maybe digging a little bit deeper, pulling up maybe a slide or two about some of the things we're going to be talking about on Thursdays, 2 webinars for anyone in the real estate and mortgage industry about your career or becoming a mortgage broker. All right, I'll see you guys there.